All right, guys. Second day in a row, you know, football adjacent news that I just feel like it has to be covered. Um, yeah, listen, man, might as well just open up this can of worms, guys. I want to get y'all's thoughts. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this whole DeSean Jackson situation. Oh, I hate this type of stuff, guys, but all right, y'all. Let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching this. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. Before y'all ask, yeah, man, I got a pocket with flowers on it. I like the shirt. What do you want me to say? All right, y'all, today's topic. Look, man, this is the DeSean Jackson thing. This has gotten a lot bigger than I thought. I wasn't even, like I said, man, I was just kind of surfing on this one a little bit. I didn't really want to dive into this crap. Just because, like, look, I don't support what he's retweeted. I want to be really careful because he didn't say anything. He didn't write anything. He shared something. It was completely irresponsible what he shared. It was completely ignorant to the facts of what was going on. But there's a lot of misconceptions out there that I'm observing from people, too, about the situation and about the scenario that's going on, guys. I mean, listen, to begin with, he shared it. He didn't post this. He didn't say this crap. He shared this nonsense, okay? Listen, Riley Cooper did some stupid stuff, too, back in 2014. I don't think that what DeSean did was quite as egregious as Riley Cooper, but nonetheless, it still is egregious. And I think we need to talk as a community here, guys, man. We all know each other, guys. We rock almost every Saturday night where we talk together, guys. I can only share how I feel. You guys comment below, man. Y'all know I respect you enough. Comment below, let me know how you feel, because I think everyone's feelings do matter in this particular situation. I don't feel that DeSean has any malice in his heart. I don't think DeSean looked at this situation and looked at this quote and thought to himself, let's disparage Jewish people of Jewish culture or Jewish religious sense. I don't think it's what he was trying to do. I don't think he fully understood the extent of the quote he was sharing, because let's be real. If you look, and I'm not going to post this quote, guys. It does not need any more airtime. Come on, guys. If you want to see the quote, go Google it. It'll pop up. You can see the few lines he has highlighted, right? Other than the Hitler said part, which, by the way, is categorically wrong. This is not a quote from Adolf Hitler. This is a misattributed thing. I'm telling you, as someone who studied history myself, someone who focused in on colonial, early American Republic, and civil rights movement, things being misattributed happen all the time in the world of history, especially when you get people who don't quite understand how to do research correctly. This kind of stuff happens all the time for us. But this was not an actual Adolf Hitler quote. Now, I have faced some people where I was like kind of reading through comments and I was seeing what people were saying, to where they were saying like, hey, what part of this, I don't get, like, what part of this is racist. To begin with, I think the whole phrasing of that is a little off in my opinion. I don't consider it to be a racist act. I consider it to be an act of ignorance. And I do think that the overall messaging was anti-Semitic. But I'm going to be real. The part that DeSean Jackson had highlighted, it wasn't that he highlighted it, but the passage that was being shared, I think was more relative to the point being made about African Americans. And him, you know, like, you got to put yourself in other people's shoes sometimes, guys. Listen, African Americans in this country have had a lot done to them, including having your history stolen from you. So, it's a really sensitive topic, guys. And it's not something I like to get into on this kind of channel. I thought that's what the main point of what he was trying to get across here was that, you know, black people do come from positions of importance historically. I thought that's the point he was trying to get across. It's just, it's unfortunate when people ask you how is it anti-Semitic or how is it racist, is the part that's being highlighted is not. But if you go into the actual text that it's being pulled from, if you look at the greater messaging behind it, it's clearly anti-Semitic. You have to look up the full passage, guys. It's a really anti-Semitic writing. And it was not, like I said, guys, this was not Adolf Hitler. That's been misattributed. It's an uncomfortable thing to have happen here, because I've heard some people say, why haven't players reached out? Why haven't players, like, made a bigger deal about this? To be fair, Carson Wentz did reach out to DeSean Jackson to ask him to clarify that post. I don't know if things have been ironed over. From my understanding is that DeSean Jackson and Howie Roseman have ironed this out. From my understanding, that they're okay with one another. My understanding, from what I'm hearing being reported, is that it's really Jeffrey Lurie who is quite upset about this. Guys, this stuff sucks, man, because it just feels so disingenuous to me to try to categorize DeSean Jackson as being something that he's not. Was it ignorant what he did? Absolutely. Was he less than sincere in his original, kind of falling back on this? Sure. When the organization asked him to please clarify his point and put out a thorough apology, I thought he was very sincere the second time around. And I thought he did a fairly good job of portraying that to people, that it was an honest mistake. It was ignorance on his part, and he profusely apologizes for it. As to the question of whether or not to cut this guy, it's a difficult question to answer, guys. I would have a hard time with the Eagles doing this. I make no predictions on what the Eagles will do, but I would have a really difficult time with our front office cutting DeSean Jackson over this while maintaining that there was sincerity in Riley Cooper's apology and allowing Riley Cooper, who physically said the words. It was an action of his own. It came from his own self, not a sharing, not tweeting something insensitive, not sharing something on Instagram that's insensitive. He said it himself. I would have a big problem with this because I think that would be a lack of awareness on the Eagles' part. I make no prediction what they'll do. Like I said, I don't know DeSean Jackson personally. My thought process about DeSean Jackson is that this isn't a guy that carries malice in his heart. It just doesn't seem like it to me. But I don't know the guy personally. I know some of the people that I've observed talk about this have made statements that, look, DeSean Jackson's 32-ish. He's in his 30s. He should know better than to say something like this, or, like I said, he didn't really say anything, but to post or to share something like this. But I find that to be a very disingenuous statement to make, because you're assuming that everyone matures, grows at the same rate, that everyone has the same base of knowledge about certain topics. I don't think that's fair, guys, because I would never hold someone to the standard that I have for myself when it comes to these type of issues and things like that, guys, because I'm very educated on it, guys. I was a social studies teacher. I studied history. In particular, like I said, guys, I studied colonial, early American Republic, and civil rights history. Okay? I've taught every facet of American history. It's not fair to assume that everybody has the same knowledge base here. What I can say is just judge the man by his character and where his journey began and where he's ended. And the DeSean Jackson that was a young man in Philadelphia the first time around, compared to the DeSean Jackson that returned last year, I thought did mature. He's not a perfect person, guys. No one is. I don't know where you can go with this kind of thing, though, guys, because I don't know anything I can say is going to make you feel any different about it. And I don't know anything you say is going to make me feel any different about it. But I'm willing to hear you out. I'm willing to hear people out. I don't think he said any of this with malicious intent. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It didn't appear that way to me. And I've certainly heard a lot worse being said. And like I said before, I don't want to insinuate that he said anything because, like I said, he didn't say anything. He shared something. I know there's been suggestions about this young man taking, sensitivity courses and things like that. Listen, guys, my experience, this stuff doesn't tend to work. I don't know about sensitivity courses. I just think that trying to give the man a broader education might be better. These are professionals. They deal with a lot of things. Maybe the NFL should host things that are more educational instead of sensitivity training, that are actually educational and help these young men with these type of situations. This is a very lucrative league. They can't tell me they can't find the money to do these type of things. The United States military does it. I can't see why they can't do it. Now, how it would affect the Eagles, guys, I think it would affect the Eagles greatly. DeSean Jackson is probably one of the biggest parts of our offense. All right? Outside of Ertz and Goddard and Miles Sanders, I think Jackson's that next kind of really known commodity with Wentz to really make this team a dynamic offense. I'm not saying that should be a consideration. I'm not. But facts are facts, man. we all know that this was a practice squad player. This was some very small, not a big deal kind of guy. Saying something like this would definitely get you cut. We can't pretend that. We all know that. But I still don't, I don't like canceled culture, guys. I think canceled culture can be toxic. And I don't know what it does to actually help grow people. People say dumb things, man. I'm fortunate that at my age, social media really wasn't a powerful thing when I was a young man. Because I had some horrific views and thoughts too. It took me a while to educate myself and grow. I just think that we do too much to cancel people instead of try to actually help people and learn. I don't think this, look, if the guy came out with true malice in his heart, don't waste your time with people like that. But a guy's just making ignorant statements because he doesn't understand all the facts that are before him, then you take the time to educate the individual. You don't cancel him. But these are my thoughts, guys. I want to know what do you guys think, guys. Leave your thoughts below. Sorry this video went a little long, but it's an important point. All right, y'all, listen. Tomorrow, I'm going to hit that Rasul Douglas video. I got a Rasul Douglas video coming, guys. Lots and lots of notes. I'm ready to do some film breakdown for y'all. I've had it in the bag now for 2 days and have been unable to release it, but I'll put it out there for y'all tomorrow. And on Friday, guys, I might go ahead and tackle that Patrick Mahomes contract situation. The reason I haven't put a video out on it yet, guys, is I wanted to see all the details of the contract and get a better feel for it to have a meaningful discussion. But I'll do that on Friday, guys. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know what time it is. You know how we close these videos. We do a little E-A-G-L-E-S. All right, y'all. Let's go, Eagles.